What's good, guys? Welcome back to our Market Weekly Outlook. Ryan, today I'll be joined with a good partner of mine, Leo.
Hey guys, this is the weekly outlook for December 4th to 8th, 2023. This is the NFP week, first week of the month. And I'll go over the economic calendar with you guys really quickly here on the first page here. So Monday, we have light news for Euro. Tuesday, we have ISM services PMI numbers and job opening numbers. On Wednesday, the largest event we have is the non-farm employment change numbers for the US dollar, and two folders for pound. On Thursday, we have unemployment claims for the dollar. And on Friday, we have NFP, along with the unemployment rate for US dollar and preliminary consumer sentiment numbers. So this week is a very heavy news week. And as for the protocol as ICT traders, we stop trading around Wednesday AM session. So any orders before then, you would be closing them early into the day on Wednesday. We usually take off Thursday and Friday of this week with news events like this to respect the risk in the markets. And so this week for us will be a shorter trading week. I will be primarily looking for setups on Monday and Tuesday only. And if something extraordinary sets up on Wednesday, I will exercise a very small risk on Wednesday. And with that being said, let's move on to the dollar index.
Sounds good. Let's go on to the dollar index. Right before we go on dollar index, I do also want to let you guys know it is the month of December, right? To many of you, you guys understand, okay, December is not really a trading month for us. But to some of you guys that are new, December is usually a month where ICT traders and I think traders alike, we usually avoid that month because it's, the end of the year and price can be very, very wonky. So it's also understandable that you guys take should lower your risk and should take less trades. But yeah, let's go on to dollar index.
All right, on the dollar index on the daily chart. So I know it's been a long time since we followed up on our analysis here on the channel, but I did have this level of sell-side liquidity marked out on our last video, which is 102,936. We see that price had a bearish order flow into the sell-side liquidity pool, running into a order block here, which I noted at 102,586. Price ran into it, and then we see a nice reaction off of that order block, and right now a small consolidation in this daily volume imbalance here. So given that price is in a discount currently and taking out a major liquidity pool here into a discount PD array, I suspect that dollar may turn into short-term buy side in the moment. So my eye is on this BISI here, this high here, and as well as the body high of this candle here. On the daily, is there anything you'd like to add, Alan?
No. I just kind of want to give it a day or so, just let it see what it wants to do. And I am favoring a little bit more buy side draw just from the daily, but we'll wait and see, see what
So
it wants to do.
yeah, and so a invalidation of this condition for short-term bullishness would be a trade under these lows here on the daily chart. And so if we see price trade quickly through and invalidate these levels here, the low of these candles here, then my bias will not be on the bullish end anymore. All right, moving into the hourly chart on the dollar. As you can see, this the volume imbalance I marked out here. We see that price ran into this discount level, the daily bullish order block open. we trade away from it, consolidate, and then we see this big expansion higher past this level. We trade a little higher, taking out buy side liquidity pool here, these three highs here, into a very short-term premium from this range high to this range low. And we see a retracement into the previous range here. Right now, we're seeing price respect this volume imbalance. And into the week, I would like to see a respect of discount arrays and a disrespect of premium arrays into buy side. Anything to add on the hourly, Alan?
No. I just want to just like I said already, wait and see. But I also agree, I am short-term bullish on Dixie.
All right. Yeah, so the buy side liquidity pools I have my eye on are these three here. Should price demonstrate strength on the upside. So 103, 843, 104.2, and 104.5. Moving on to Forex.
Yep. Let's go into EU. So for EU, I do like buy side liquidity resting above these highs here. There's also sell side liquidity resting below down here. And as of right now, if I'm favoring Dixie to go higher, I'm looking for EU to go lower. So this sell side liquidity is actually drawn from the daily. You guys can start seeing where this is at. You can go down to hourly to see where these lows are at, where I'm pointing at. But I do notice that there are buy side liquidity resting at these highs up here. So I'm looking for price to push price higher, maybe run into buy side liquidity Monday, Tuesday, and then have a massive sell-off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that is what I'm currently looking at, but it does not have to happen. They could just leave these buy side liquidity intact and run directly for these lows lower. I would not be surprised if they did that. So be careful when you're trading. So let's move on from EU to GU. So GU, a little different. Sell side liquidity down here. We see this down wick here, massive rejection, running higher. Price trades back down into the consequent encroachment of these candles, of this wick here. My apologies. Moves away from it. Price trades higher, trades back down right into the consequent encroachment of this wick here, moving price very aggressively higher. In my opinion, these highs look very, very solid for them to run out and then maybe start to turn lower, trade on sell side liquidity. And this is going off the bias of Dixie being bullish. I'm looking for GU and EU going bearish. So don't be in a rush to take a trade at the moment. Like I said, it's still very, very early. I don't want you guys to start saying, okay, they're saying it's bullish or they're saying it's bearish. We want to have more information before we engage in the markets, right? Especially during NFP week. Is there anything you want to add for Forex, Leo?
No comment on Forex.
Sounds good. Let's move on from Forex.
All right, moving on to crude oil on the daily chart. So again, it's been a while since we followed up, and when we dropped our last video on crude oil, I was talking about price being in this range. I had my eye on these three down candles here that crude oil had expanded off of and rejected off of this volume imbalance on the daily chart. And so following this expansion higher, I was looking for the body, the open of this down candle here. It's around, I believe, 78.50 something, if I remember correctly. And I wanted price to trade through this, have an up candle close through it to create an order block here. This would be an order block on a higher time frame. However, price didn't do that. We retraced lower inside of this range. And so for the better part of around 10 trading days to 2 weeks, we were stuck in a little consolidation here. And even though we did get a stab above this candle here, we didn't see a body close. So as we'll get lower into the time frame later on, this is there's a little rejection block on the hourly here that I'll point out to you guys, and price runs away off the OPEC meetings for last week on Thursday at around 10 Eastern. was when this expansion lower was made, taking out the low here, closing under it, and targeting these lows as well into Sunday's open. So as of right now, this implies a bearish bias on crude oil, and I would expect price to clear this low into sell side and hopefully eventually into this 70.09 level, which is the daily order block here. All right, moving on into the daily chart. I mean, hourly chart, sorry. Okay, so just a little recap of what happened last week here. We see a lot of buy-side liquidity pools targeted. Monday trading generated a little pool of buy-side here. And we see institutional order flow is bullish into Thursday, which I mentioned the OPEC meetings here. As you can see, this is around those 3 down candles we see on the daily chart here. And I wanted price to clear this level here and close above it. However, we didn't. Now you see the body and the wick here of the top here. We see price trade into that really briefly and then rejecting off of that. So this is very bearish for crude oil. We see a little balanced price range here, and price reuses it to reaccumulate shorts here and punching through another level of sell side to create a market maker sell model on the hourly chart here. So my eye is on this imbalance here, and they already punched into it a little bit and then ran lower, which is great for bearishness because it didn't even get to the 50% level. They really want to run it down here, take out sell side. So yeah, for last week, I did want to touch on this little order flow bit here. You see that order flow is very bullish here. As you can see, I'm marking out the order blocks intraday here, and we see that prices trading through them, coming down inside of them, accumulating, expanding higher, which was really nice to see. Really nice price action on crude oil. And yeah, the targets are out here listed for you guys, and I'll follow up on the midweek review on how we did on our analysis. Do you have anything to add, Alan, on crude oil?
No, not really. But I did want to bring in the fact that, me and you were talking about it, how we want to see crude oil open, run higher, and then tank lower. It was just tough that, it kind of did that off time, but it's cool. We live with it. We just move on from it,
Yeah. All right. Moving on to E-mini S&P 500 futures on the daily chart. So this is very rough price action conditions to trade in, not as smooth as anyone would hope, really. After all this expansion here, we get a little melt up consolidation a little higher. Kind of looks like a flag to me, but it's stirring up a lot of sentiment to go higher on S&P 500. A lot of people are calling for all-time highs here, which is not out of the question. I do think this is kind of the time where we should be lowering our risk and lowering our trade frequency as well. However, my analysis on this is that this should start going lower, or we should see a larger magnitude retracement, at least on the daily chart, because we're working in such a high premium here. This green shaded area is the monthly bearish order block here, and this red dotted area is the mean threshold of that. So you see that we're trading into that, taking out more buy side here, and into this daily imbalance shaded in blue, sorry, as well as we're working into the daily bear chart order block here as well. And so with the narrative of a bullish dollar, and we're at a premium in the futures here, the S&P 500, I am beginning to develop a narrative where, okay, we're starting to offload positions, net long positions at a deep premium. What is the next move? Is it a little bit of consolidation, or is it a little bit of retracement? And as you can see in the next slide here on the hourly, we do also have a coupled with the SMT divergence with NASDAQ. As you'll see later on in NASDAQ, NASDAQ does not create this higher high here. And in fact, it stays really heavy. And this manipulation here on ES shows distribution at this premium. And so this adds a bit more confluence to the idea that, hey, I at least want to see them take out like the sell side here, maybe these lows, upon trading into this premium level. And so in short, I would like to see a retracement. And yeah, that's about it on ES. It's very tough to read this market at the moment, but I do try my best and try to see through the quote unquote noise, the choppy price action, and use intermarket relationships to kind of form a narrative here. Did you have anything to add on ES, Alan?
Yeah, I just want to add a quick note that I wouldn't be surprised if it was very bullish this week and very bearish until the end of the year after this week. I just kind of want them to run that high out once more, and I think that would be enough for them to just start sending this lower and lower. And I mean really, really send it lower. But as of right now, it is December. It is, the end of the year. It's also NFP week. I do not usually like forecasting, especially like throughout the whole month, but I just want to share, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something like that where it took its own high, traded up into that daily bear shoulder block, and then a really aggressively tank lower. Wouldn't be surprised. So if you guys are planning to, you guys see similar narrative where it's bearish for you guys, that's good, but just be aware of that. Don't bet the barn on it, as ICT would say. Just take it slow. It is December, more of a slow week and slow month, in my opinion. But yeah, let's move on from S&P and let's go into NAS. So we have E-mini NAS here, and it looks relatively different, right? As Leo noted, there's SMT on NAS and ES. So we see there's buy-side liquidity resting here, and this would also go into, in my opinion, why I could see ES running a little bit higher, trading aggressively into buy-side liquidity, running their own high, and while NAS runs this buy-side out, trading up into this level of premium, and then tank lower, trading down into these levels of sell-side liquidity. In my opinion, that's kind of what I'm looking at, but I'm not a market maker. I don't know if they want to do that, because if anything, they can just start sending this lower now, just have until the next 2 weeks, and then have a nice move higher to end the week or end the year, where it makes the year look pretty solid. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that, or we're just completely wrong and they just keep sending this higher until the end of the year, making all-time highs. They can do that too. Who knows? But as of right now, just looking at NAS and ES, I do not feel comfortable trading. I'm just letting you guys know. So if I do trade, it will be very low risk and very quick. I don't want to overstay my welcome, especially since this is December, like I said again, and it's also NFP week, right? And I recommend you guys to do the same if you guys want to protect some of your equity in your account before the end of this year, right? But yeah, that should wrap up our video here. So just to reiterate everything, be careful, NFP week, and also be careful because it's December, right? Is there anything else you want to add for them, Leo?
No, just be safe. Sometimes lower trade frequency yields better results. And yeah, I mean, it's time for holidays anyways, just
Yeah,
chill.
I love what you said there. Make sure you guys take our try take our advice, and really, because we kind of want, not kind of, we do want you guys to succeed. We want you guys to become better traders and become like monsters in chart, as what ICT wants from all of us, right? So I think it's good to practice good habits, and it can start this week, right? If you guys have trouble staying out of the market, practice this week and try. But yeah, I think that's right with this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on our next video. Peace.
Take care, guys.